And I'm Joe from PopXCast,
a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual host.
Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready because geekiness begins in
3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy, brought to you by the Gonna Geek Network. Bringing you the latest nerdy news and geekdom, here are the hosts of the show. Anthony.
No pants, all bacon and dick butts.
Naki.
That was the joke, you dumbass.
Willie.
You're a bad person.
Chris.
We should probably, do actual show stuff instead of talk about Willie.
And sometimes some special guests.
As Magneto once said, ha ha ha, welcome to die!
Meat candy, woohoo!
If you're a kid and listening, you rock and your parents are awful.
A brand new ATGN starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 264 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast, recorded live on Sunday, June 11th, 2017. Before we start getting into all of the frivolities and the usual insanity we get to, real quick thing we want to talk about on here is... I don't know any longtime viewers of the show. You might be familiar with a former guest host of ours we had by the name of Sean, the potato waste with a 3, not an E, as we referred to him. Well, I guess earlier this week we found out that Sean had passed away, and we wanted to share that news. It's upsetting. Sean was a good friend of the show. We'd gotten to know him fairly well through this. I know Naki and Sean were particularly close, and it's just kind of a sad thing. And it's amazing when you go and look at this world of podcasting, people that I've never actually met in person, and all these connections we've made, and it's kind of a bummer. And Willie, I'm not sure if you actually ever got to meet Sean through any of this stuff, because he hadn't been on any recent episodes, but Anthony, I know you'd gotten to chat with Sean a great deal in the past.
Yeah, I did. He was the original co-host of An Elegant Weapon, which is basically how I got introduced to listening to Canadian potheads talk about Star Wars. And I think he did the first 70 or 80 episodes with Jay before they changed the format of the show. But yeah, after he left that show, Sean came on The Next Element, my old podcast, 5 or 6 times. And we did multiple episodes spending just hours talking about like coloring technique, because he had gotten into, like me, being an amateur trying to break their way into coloring comic books. And just talking comic crap, and hung out with him quite a bit, over the internet. Yeah, it was one of those things where you never actually met the person, but I spent a lot of time hanging out with him. So yeah, it was a really, really crappy thing to hear about.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he'd been not well, but it's still one of those things you hear and you just go, oh, shit, man. And I mean, and like I said, he'd been a part of this show early on. He was a regular guest host. I think I was trying to go back through the episode counts here, and I had at least 5 or 6 episodes of All Things Good and Nerdy he'd been on. I'm pretty sure it's more when you factor in the fact he'd been in the chat room for some of them. And then if we go back a few years, you guys might remember there was a quasi spinoff that was called Tabletop Bebop that was all under the All Things Good and Nerdy feed. That was where Naki, Sean, and Ryan played tabletop games and kind of did reviews of tabletop games and stuff. So there's about 5 episodes he did of that spinoff before it got canceled. So he's kind of a part of the podcasting family. A lot of us knew Sean as we were starting out and making friends with each other. So it's a bummer, and we wanted to share that with you guys, and rest in peace, Sean.
Well,
and I kind of wanted to touch on that at the top of the show, just because when I heard earlier this week, I just was kind of like, damn, and kind of wanted to share that with the audience, things like that. And I don't know how many of you guys knew Sean, like I said, because his presence was more known in many of the earlier episodes of the show. But yeah, I guess we should probably try and move on to some happier things. And Naki should be back next week. She was actually up for the funeral for Sean, because like I said, she was closer to Sean than most of us were on here. They visited a good deal, played board games in person, stuff like that. So just, it's a sad thing. I have no idea how to transition out of it. So guys, tell me something positive that's been going on this week before we get in the news and things. What's been going on? Good news, happy news, something like that.
Black Panther's so lit.
Oh man, Black Panther trailer was badass.
I still have no idea what the movie's going to be about.
It's going to be about Black Panther fighting fucking Killmonger, and Killmonger is going to be Michael B. Jordan, and that's all you fucking need to know.
The
I guess I'm
MCU
sold.
is the rehabilitation place for all Human Torches, is what I've learned.
Yeah, I saw that tweet too. My favorite one was somebody put up the picture of was it Smeagol and Bilbo, and then underneath it is the picture of Andy Serkis as Claw and Martin Freeman as the Shield executive, and like they're sitting in almost the same position, except Serkis is tied to a chair instead of being up on a rock. It's like, oh yeah, the Golem and the Hobbit are arguing again. They're just wearing different outfits this time.
So when does Black Panther come out? I forgot, guys. Suncast was asking who, what, another Netflix thing. I'm like, it's a movie. I just can't remember.
Yeah, no.
I want to say it's like early 2018.
Yeah, because I think it's summer next year.
I don't.
When
I
is
think
supposed
Avengers
to be
is
this
summer.
fall?
This is no, because Thor's this fall. I want to say this is like the February.
No, it wasn't
March.
supposed to be before that Spider-Man thing shifted things.
Oh, that could
February 16th, 2018. Okay. Of course, it comes out in Black History Month. Why wouldn't it?
I was really hoping it was going to be March.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say Black Panther's so lit, motherfucker.
What does Black History Month have to do with that?
Because it's
I
funnier.
would never have made that recollection.
Well, that's because you're a racist.
What? How does that make me a racist?
I don't know.
I don't see the color.
You should, because Black Panther's so lit.
You're too old to use that word.
It's a hashtag, not a word. It's three separate words, and it's a hashtag, and I'm loving it because people are basically, a large percentage of the geek community is black and has never really seen themselves represented the same way that women hadn't up until Wonder Woman. And so now we're seeing that part of the geek community be super fucking excited because we're seeing a movie that has a basically 95% all black cast. I mean, other than Andy Serkis and Martin Freeman, there's nobody listed in the main cast that isn't played by an African-American actor or someone of color. Because I know there's varying degrees. I don't believe everybody in the cast is African-American, but there are just a lot of black people in the cast. And it looks like it's going to be damn good. The kid from Get Out's in it. Like I said, Michael B. Jordan's in it, which apparently, I mean, as long as you have Killmonger, like Michael B. Jordan's amazing in everything. He's the one upside to Fant Forstick. Like, he makes stuff good. So I can't imagine he's not going to be incredible in it. And he hasn't played a villain before that I can remember.
Quick question. Who is Killmonger in the comics?
Just another one of a Wakandan who I'm trying to remember. I was reading through his wiki.
Doesn't he have like the bear powers or something?
Yeah, because he ate the heart-shaped root that's part of what gives Black Panther his physical strength. And it's something about, like, his father was exiled, I think, from Wakanda. And then he grows up in America and comes back and then takes over a village and basically just faces off against T'Challa all the time. And it's something to where he tried to take the heart-shaped root and it almost killed him because unless you are the Black Panther, like, it's supposed to fuck you up. And then being when he was in America, like, he got I think it's an engineering degree from MIT. Like the guys, and also like T'Challa, he's a genius. And then he ends up creating like a synthetic version of the heart-shaped root, I believe, that he gives himself so that then he basically has like the same physical properties of Black Panther, the enhanced speed, senses, and strength. He just doesn't have the same tech, but he has different tech because he's also a genius. He just doesn't have, the King of Wakanda money to make his suits, but he makes like tech stuff the same way T'Challa does.
So if you want a real good breakdown of it, there's a guy subscribed to on YouTube, I believe it's Mr. Sunday Movies or something like that, who did like a 10-minute, here's all the Easter eggs, here's all these characters that were introduced in the Black Panther trailer, and here's their comic origins. Very cool breakdown for like 2 minutes worth of trailer. He spends 10, 12 minutes breaking down what everything is, who this character is, because Black Panther, not a character I'm super familiar with. I started reading some of the current books because the current creative team has been awesome on Black Panther. I picked it up as a Comixology sale and started reading it. Really good. So that movie's well worth watching, get an idea of who everyone is that is in this trailer. And I would not be shocked in the movie itself if you see Bucky come out of carbon freeze, for lack of a better term.
I was going to ask I don't know if he's going to be coming out. I think he might just show him like, oh, we're walking by. There's Bucky.
Well,
hey, we're still walking.
Isn't Black Panther the last movie before Infinity War?
Ooh.
Because that's why I was thinking.
Yeah, I think so. So they'll probably do something with Bucky in it.
So,
or is he just going to be staying in hypersleep for the entire war?
No, because especially if you think the rumor is true, they're going to kill Captain America off in Infinity War. He's got to become the next Cap.
Probably.
I'm not sure if I believe it, but it'd be cool.
For like understanding the new some of the secondary characters, especially like I don't remember how it's pronounced, the Dora Milaje, I think, the female guardians of the Wakanda, the warrior class that guards the king are all badass female warriors, and so they're in the trailer, of course. And for like Chris was saying, for understanding them, the new Ta-Nehisi Coates and Brian Stelfree's Black Panther is a great series to read because basically he redesigned the entire country. And it's a deep book because it's a political thriller. It's a historical fact-finding story about the country of Wakanda. It's one of the few books that I've ever read where every time I read it, I have to read it twice just because the writing's so damn in-depth. But he's put a lot of information in there, and Stelfreeze has done a lot to redesign all the characters that exist inside that comic book world. And so, yeah, the first trade, I believe, is out now. It's a real good one to pick up because, yeah, they went back and basically redesigned the country, its history, and like its political movements and stuff, everything from the ground up. And literally, like there's maps in there now showing you exactly where Wakanda is in Africa, why it's influenced by certain countries, how it influences other countries. Like, it's a damn good book. It's just, it ain't some easy read. Don't be expecting Invader Zim. It's not something you're gonna fly through in 6 minutes and be real happy at the end. I get done with every issue of Black Panther. I'm like, fuck, my head hurts, and I have to reread it because it's so much political intrigue and backstabbing and awesome fucking fights and stuff. But just a whole lot of it is just T'Challa trying to take control of his country and keep everything moving smoothly. And from the start of the book, things are not going smoothly, and he's fighting a political revolt of his own people.
Yeah,
so it's a hell of a
story.
book.
Great story, and the artwork is gorgeous to go with it. I mean, it's in total, it's really good. That's what I'm trying to say as I stutter through it. I know things sometimes.
Stuff and things,
just like Rick used to talk about on The Walking Dead.
Oh God.
There was another group of folks that have guest hosted on here before. They did a spin-off of their show that was called Stuff and Things, where they just talked about stuff and things. It was their Walking Dead cast.
Oh, I get it now. I thought you were saying stuffing things.
No.
I'm all there with you, buddy.
That's the podcast Wholesome Addiction. Stuff and things.
So here's something funny before we actually move on to something else. Occasionally I pull up our podcast listing in iTunes just to see if there's new reviews and things like that. When you pull up our podcast on the web, it shows other shows people subscribe to, like ours, or other common users subscribe to these same things. Wholesome Addiction is one of the other subscriptions that they recommend when they pull up the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast.
Nice.
I was like, that's what happens when we have titles about porn and pony challenges, isn't it?
Dominate and Slick Willies.
Did we do a Slick Willie? Probably.
I don't know. You always have some weird Willie-based titles.
I mean, that could be this week's title. It could be Slick Willie, but I don't think it needs to be.
That's fair.
I thought this week's title was going to be Brandon Fraser is laughing.
Did anyone go see that train wreck of a movie?
No. Why would I pay money to
The
go
Mummy.
see Mission Impossible: The Mummy?
Doesn't look that bad.
I thought it looked terrible.
I figured it out.
Probably watch it.
All Tom Cruise movies now are Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible: The Mummy. Mission Impossible: Jack Reacher. You can put Mission Impossible in front of every fucking movie title he does now.
Oh man, this thing flopped hard.
Yeah, it did bad.
I'm glad I didn't pick it for my movie league.
Yeah, me neither, because I'm having trouble catching up as it is on that first week.
Box Office Mojo has
same.
Box Office Mojo has it at 12 million domestic.
Yikes!
139 million foreign though.
So it says it did 12. Guardians in its fifth week did 6. So Guardians pulled down half as much domestically as a movie that just came out 6 weeks in, while it's also competing with Wonder Woman for the superhero dollar. Yeah.
And here's the thing. They made a big point. They're like, we're going to start up the Universal movie monster universe here. We've got like the Phantom of the Opera and all this other crap that we're going to spin off. They're all going to be in one shared universe. And I was like, perhaps you've counted your chickens before they've hatched, because it does not seem like people want to see this movie very much.
Well, they did that the first time, too. People are forgetting Universal made the same claim when they did their last Dracula movie. Does anybody even remember that coming out?
Yeah, I do.
No.
Dracula Untold or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, it
And
wasn't
Frankenstein when they also part of it too.
I don't think so, because that one took place in modern day, and he was fighting like demons and shit.
Well, it didn't split off like back and forth.
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. I think I watched it and I don't remember the shit of it.
I mean, I remember watching that one, but I don't remember. I don't believe Universal had intended for that one to be part of this like new world. It was supposed, I believe Dracula Untold was supposed to be the first one, or actually it was possible it could have been Wolfman was supposed to be the first one. That didn't do well. Then I know for a fact they publicly stated that Dracula Untold would be the start of their new franchise world of the Universal monsters. And then after it made like 14 million opening weekend, they kind of backed off and said, "Oh no, we're not going to do that." And then they made the same claim going into The Mummy. Basically, they're trying to say, "Hey, we want a giant universe of movies that all run together concurrently, but we keep doing it so poorly that no one cares."
So I see Sailor Poland in the chat room has said, it's like Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's more concerned with explaining this universe and setting things up than actually telling a story.
You are not wrong about that.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 was poop, and I'm a Spider-Man fan, and I didn't even watch it in theaters because I was like, yep, nope.
I did. I mean, it was entertaining, but I don't care about his parents. Don't try and add all this little secret intrigue with his parents.
Really? No one else did either. That's why they didn't make any more movies in the series.
Like, just stop. Just stop.
Although the only reason I wanted to see The Mummy was because Russell Crowe was in it, and supposedly he's Dr. Jekyll. And I kind of want to see him go Mr. Hyde.
Mm. The one good thing, though, with Amazing Spider-Man 2, at least now we have a hot Aunt May.
Willie, you're just happy you've seen Aunt May naked now.
Oh my! Wait for it. It's right here.
Did
the
you really
wrestler.
Did you do that by design? Did you set me up?
No, I didn't. I just have this is where my Blu-rays are right here.
It's weird to feel so old that it's okay to be okay with the fact that Aunt May is hot.
Oh my.
And that I've seen her naked and I'm not mad about it. I love
God.
Rosemary Harris, but I'm glad I haven't seen her naked.
Oh my god, her boobs are so good looking, even in The Wrestler. Like, I don't know how old she is. I don't care.
This is once again boob chat on the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Evidently.
Once again, I don't need boobs to like a movie, but they're appreciated.
That's a callback right there.
Yeah, she is very appreciated.
All right, guys, let's do the actual news instead of BSing about stuff.
Wait, that wasn't the news?
No, we didn't even do it. I haven't played the bump yet.
That was a lot of news.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
So this is the real news now, where we talk about the nerdy news of the week versus geeking out over trailers and trying to make things happier and feel nicer after bad news.
Are you sure about that?
I was going to say.
I know, because I know what's coming.
Do we not want to talk about mine at all? Or
how about we let you go first, then we can try and raise spirits afterwards? How about that?
That sounds like a good idea. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've already seen the media storm and the all the homages, the memes, the artists that have gone nuts, fucking drawing images of the character. But for most of us, our first Batman has died. Batman 66 himself, Adam West, has passed away at 88 years old. Apparently his family released a statement saying that he had a short struggle with leukemia. And just, at that age, it's, definitely a little harder to fucking fight some shit off like that. So yeah, probably like one of the most known for being typecast actors in the history of Hollywood has passed away. And I don't know, I'm old enough to remember. Were you guys old enough? Did you actually grow up on reruns of 66?
No. I did watch reruns of it, but it's not like they were in syndication. It was on like Nick at Night or something, if I remember right.
Yeah, something like that.
As I thought I was the only one old enough to where, yeah, when I was like 4 or 5, like it was already in solid reruns, and like he was the Batman for me that, like, that was the Batman that was on Scooby Doo when Batman and Robin showed up, was the Adam West Batman. That's the Batman that was on Super Friends, and it was all basically an interpretation of what Adam West had done at that time because he was Batman. And a lot of people, especially if you don't know anything from the comics prior to like the Michael Keaton '89 Tim Burton Batman, Batman's gone through a lot of incarnations, but there were times in the comics where he was just as funny and bright and jovial as the Adam West Batman. It's something to where the characters change immensely over the years. I mean, and what was it? In the 1940s, there was a period where like he was shooting gangsters in the face with Tommy guns. Like Batman was a murderer and was just insane. But yeah, there was also periods where, during the 60s, like when they were making the Doctor Strange comics and Steve Ditko and all those guys were on lots of drugs inventing magical worlds. The same time period, there were guys that were writing Batman and they were probably all on the same drugs. And there was some weird ass Batman stories. And so, yeah, it's a character that has evolved so much over a millennia now almost that people forget, Batman wasn't always the dark, gritty, barking at you Christian Bale shit. There's been lots of different versions, and the brightest version, of course, was Adam West. A lot of people love it because growing up, it was a comedy show where the only person who took it all seriously was Adam West. He always played it straight faced. He always basically acted like he wasn't in on the joke when he was totally in on the joke, because the guy, like when you listen to him talk, he was a very intelligent actor, and he said the only downside was it was a huge double-edged sword because after Batman, everybody knew who he was, but he couldn't get a fucking acting job because everybody saw him as Batman. And he had a long-lasting effect in Hollywood. A lot of the stars who have played Batman have sent out tweets about him. You can go read those in the article; those are really good. I haven't seen. I actually went and looked, and Michael Keaton hasn't said anything on his Twitter. But I think it's funny because the only thing, like the last 3 tweets on his Twitter, just anti-Trump. So I think he only gets on Twitter when he's mad about politicians, and so that might be why he's not mentioned anything. But yeah, Val Kilmer's talked about it. Ben Affleck's talked about he was the one that went first, showed him how to do it. The part that really gets me is, if you guys aren't aware, Hollywood Babylon co-host Ralph Garman is one of Kevin Smith's best friends. He's been on the Kevin and Bean show for I think like 30 fucking years now. And he is the world's biggest Adam West fan. He actually was, super stoked to get to work with Adam on Family Guy. Ralph Garman does every voice that Seth MacFarlane doesn't do when they're filling out extra characters, and there's 20 extra characters that they don't want to pay a big celebrity to do. It's Ralph and Seth basically doing all the rest of them. And Adam West found, a late career bloom as a voice actor, one of those roles being the mayor on Family Guy. And Ralph, I think it was really the first person I thought of when I heard this news, because this is a guy who, he's such a huge Batman fan. He literally has a room in his house that is nothing but Batman 66 memorabilia. He co-wrote the Batman 66 comic with Kevin Smith when they put out the new one through Dynamite. And he's the one that led the charge to get Adam West his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He actually helped pay for it and get it done, and was there to help present Adam when he got his star. So yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, this is an actor that influenced so many people, but I feel sorry for Ralph Garman, but also I'm so happy that he literally got to be friends with his childhood hero and work with him and get him a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame all before he died. And when you think about the people that doesn't get to happen before they die and they get the stuff posthumously, and then, it was great when everybody was, showed so much love, like when Prince left and when David Bowie died. But, Ralph Garman and a lot of actors and stuff got to meet Adam West. They did, the convention circuit for the past 40 years. And so hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people got to meet this guy and tell him how much he meant to them. And I just think it's really great because, I mean, he got to do a whole damn lot of living in that 88 years.
Most certainly. Now, one of the thoughts I saw bandied around on Twitter that I would love to see is, like, they said something effective. We need to have Batmans be like presidents, where when a Batman passes, similar to like when a president passes, all the former Batmans come to the funeral and stuff like that. And It just kind of
That
made
would
me
be
smile
cool.
a little bit. I also saw Kevin Conroy's tweet about it as well. That had a nice picture of him sitting side by side with huge grins on their face with Adam West.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the other huge Batman. Yeah, Kevin Conroy. Because yeah, I put out my tweet about it. It's like, it was West, Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney, Conroy, Bane, Bale. But he was the brightest of all the Dark Knights. Because he used to refer to himself apparently as the Bright Knight. He said that in a couple of interviews. Batman's still the Dark Knight, but he was the brightest of all the Dark Knights. And yeah, if you haven't listened to any of his interviews, especially lately, he was just on Hollywood Babylon. I think 2 or 3 months ago, they did a San Diego Comic-Con interview with him, and it's awesome just to hear that guy talk about the role. How much he went through kind of the same thing I think Leonard Nimoy did with Spock, where Leonard Nimoy did the book that said I'm not Spock, and they did one that said I am Spock. And and I think Adam and Burt Ward as well as Robin also went through those periods where it's like I've been typecast as this character. Nobody fucking sees me as anything other than this character, and it kind of pisses them off because as an actor in Hollywood, Adam West did a lot of other stuff prior to Batman that nobody remembers because of the popularity of Batman. And I think he went through that period where he maybe wasn't too happy about being recognized as that character, and in his later years, apparently from every interview I've seen and everybody that's talked to him, all that went away, and he had nothing but love for the character and love for how much he helped influence people and and was part of people's childhoods. Kevin Smith was one of those ones. He said that was the show he came home from school every single day. He was coming home, and he's old enough, he was watching it live. So I mean, I believe, or maybe he was doing the reruns too.
It has to be reruns because he was in college in the 90s.
Yeah, so he's only a little bit older than me. So but he was watching probably the same reruns I was. But yeah, I mean, this is a character that for a lot of people, he was the first version of a superhero we saw on television. Because let's be honest, nobody watched the original live action Spider-Man, and thank God, because it was awful. But 66 Batman, that was everywhere. And I mean, and for a lot of people, for up until 89, that was Batman. I mean, there was no other. It was Adam West, or it was a cartoon interpretation of Adam West. So yeah, he will be greatly missed. He was a fantastic guy.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it was cool even in modern days. They did that animated movie just a little while ago where he and Burt Ward came back and did the voices. So he was still very active working. I mean, he was just starting to wrap up the convention circuit, though, because I know they made a big point of saying last year for Steel City Con, that was going to be his last Steel City Con, because much like Stan Lee, he's wrapping up his convention visits.
But yeah, as all that travel and air travel, I believe, especially the air travel and hotel living, it's just not good for you when you're in your late 80s, early 90s.
Oh man, it wasn't good for me when I was in my 20s doing it for work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy on the body, and yeah, it's crazy because you got to figure some people like Stan Lee. I think the worst thing they can ever do is I love that he has his own convention now, because I believe he'll still do that every year. Because I don't think if he had that to look forward to, I don't think Stan would last very long. I think some of these guys, it's almost a vampire thing, not in a bad way, but a good way, where they live off that energy. Getting to meet, 1,000 people in a weekend, and every person you meet is nothing but, just super thankful for the work you did all of your adult life. That's gotta feel great. I mean, nobody stands in line for 4 hours to meet, Adam West or Stan Lee to tell them that they suck.
No, I just want to sing the Adam West song right now, though. Off a Family Guy.
I do have two things to say about Adam West. One, my favorite voiceover he did was the Boondocks, when he was the lawyer for R. Kelly.
Yes.
Nice.
Great pull.
He was R. Kelly's lawyer on that?
I'll
have to go back and watch that.
Oh my God, I had one of my favorite lines from Huey in the entire series, where R. Kelly starts singing, everyone starts dancing. Huey just comes up and just this big monologue and says, "And stop your goddamn dancing. Act like you got some goddamn sense."
Nice.
Okay, and I got this from Reddit, so I don't know how 100% true this is, but I hope it is.
Careful now.
It's from Today I Learned. They said apparently Adam West was involved in a celebrity orgy, but got kicked out because he stayed in the Batman character the entire time.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was supposedly it was him. Supposedly it was him and Frank Gorshin, the Riddler. They both showed up.
Oh no!
And they were kicked out because they wouldn't drop character. If that's even half true, That's one of the greatest stories ever.
Riddle my dick.
That might be the show title right there.
Riddle my dick.
I wonder if he bought any bat prophylactics.
Oh god. Oh.
I don't even know how to transition off of it.
No, let's talk about more puns with this orgy. Come on, we got more.
You got more bat puns from orgies? Go ahead.
Bring 'em up. Let me park my bat car in the bat cave you got there.
Boo.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Of course, I was talking about the rear entrance.
Boo.
I got one laugh and one boo, which means I'm half good.
Plus, yeah, and for social measures, wasn't Adam West's kiss with Eartha Kitt one of the first interracial kisses on television after Star Trek?
Oh,
I believe.
I think so.
Might have been. I'm not sure.
Exactly. I know in a couple of articles that they brought up the fact that apparently Adam was one of the ones that fought for Eartha to get the role after Julie Newmar.
I just kind of wish they'd used the Batman movies and given him a cameo of some kind in one of the Batman movies.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him, as like an executive at Wayne Tech or something. Like that would have been cool.
He did get his cameo. He did get a cameo appearance in the animated series because if I recall correctly, actually now that I see Draftsman's post on there, I'm pretty sure one of the best episodes of the animated series was the one with the gray ghost, which is what Draftsman said. That's Adam West, who's the gray ghost.
Yeah, in Kevin Conroy's post, I think that's the picture he put up is Batman standing next to the gray ghost. Because that was like season 1. If I remember correctly, that's the first episode I saw of Batman the Animated Series. And I mean, post 89 Burton Batman, after that, the birth of Kevin Conroy, that is my Batman now. When I hear Batman's voice in my head, I hear fucking Kevin Conroy. And that first episode, I was hearing Kevin Conroy and Adam West together. Because the Great Ghost episode is awesome because it's got the Mad Bomber, and it's all done as a 1940s radio play.
Yeah, it's a good episode. Where is Batman the Animated Series streaming right now? I don't know if it's on Netflix still or not. I want to go back and watch the Grey Ghost episode, though.
Yeah, it was, but I don't know if they took it off or not. I'll check.
Yeah, while you're checking on that, let me go next with my news story here. Did any of you guys watch the third Stargate series, Stargate Universe, when that was on? It got canceled about 6 years ago.
What? Stargate Universe?
I watched the pilot, and I think the second and third episode, I believe, before I didn't catch it one week and then didn't care.
So it was basically Stargate Galactica is what we jokingly called it, but I got sucked in near the end, and I think it went 3 seasons from what I can recall, and got canceled and left on a cliffhanger where the Destiny is crossing over to another galaxy. Everyone's in stasis except for one character by the name of Eli, who's basically the everyman on the show. And he's trying to fix his broken stasis pod. And we'll find out next season whether he survives, because they're basically crossing over to another galaxy. It's going to take years and they need to be in suspended animation because life support's failing. Yeah, they canceled it 6 years ago, and we never knew how it was going to end. Well, some interesting news here is American Mythology has picked up the license for Stargate Universe. They'll be starting a comic series that takes off right where the season finale left off. So basically, it'll start tying together all those loose threads. Now, if that sounds familiar, American Mythology is also the same company that did the Stargate Atlantis continuation comic as well. So basically, they've picked up and run with the Stargate license, which I'm kind of excited about. They did say the third season... Excuse me, Draftsman, you're right. It was 2 seasons. They say the third season, which will be the comic, is all about, quote, Eli races against time to repair his damaged stasis pod, and a new danger to the ship threatens the fragile plan meant to keep everyone alive. Excuse me. So it's coming out, what's it say, out in the 3rd week of June. So we're like next week, I guess, maybe 2 weeks out from issue 1 of American Mythology's Stargate Universe continuation. And who'd have thunk it? 6 years canceled.
I like it. Yeah, I like it when comics pick up the storyline because then they don't have to worry about budgets.
Exactly, they don't have to deal with budgets. This happened with what's the Jericho? That's what it was. The CBS series. It got resurrected, saved from cancellation, got canceled again. Then they continued it as a comic, if I recall correctly.
That sounds right. Sadly, Batman the Animated Series is not currently on Netflix. But if you do want a dose of your Batman, they have the DC Superheroes Batman Beleaguered Lego movie. They have The Batman, the cartoon that ran for 5 seasons was pretty good. And they do have the Batman the movie 1966, so you can go watch some Adam West Batman on Netflix right now.
And also, if you look out in the chat, Low Life Otaku says it's on Amazon Prime, the animated show.
There we go.
Perfect. I will probably watch that this afternoon. My news was short. Sorry, guys. Willie, you got something for us?
Yes, my news comes from a hopefully a highly accredited source named Chris.
That's me.
That is you. I was told, apparently Xbox, I should go get one since they are $199 now. That is $100 and $99 more. I'm sure 99 more cents.
That is correct.
An Xbox?
The Xbox One S has dropped
not the Scorpio.
Yes, the One S has dropped down to $199 as of this morning. They are going to be announcing the Scorpio's release date, official console name, and launch price at some point today. So people are theorizing they're trying to drop the price now to potentially take the sting away from what the cost of the Scorpio is.
Because the Scorpio is going to be $700.
Oh my god! They're saying that this is probably going to be the end of where consoles are going to be more toward just gaming specific PCs.
So
that's what they're speculating.
That's what they already are.
So I've been trying to gauge where things are going with the new Xbox console because I'm curious. I fully admit that I might be buying one depending on what the price point is. They did put out a promo video earlier this week, and then I went on Reddit and a couple other internet threads where people are dissecting everything in it. Like they found a date hidden in there that's like October 13, 2017 that's hidden in there. It's like, oh, maybe that's when the Scorpio is dropping. They found some other item number that when you Google search it, references some do-it-yourself Radio Shack robot you could build in the 80s that cost $400. Don't ask me how people are digging into this, but
what are people doing with their lives?
That's what I said. But, Microsoft could be trying to make some kind of viral here. Tear apart our video. Figure out if you can find all the hints we've put in here for what we're going to do with the Scorpio.
Why would they put hints in like that? Why?
Because they've learned the internet culture.
People will dig into it. Yeah. There's always people out there that will dig into stuff no matter what you put out there.
Remember, not everything has to be an ARG.
Yeah, but you remember when The Dark Knight came out 6 months before that, and they did here's all the things you can do to try and unlock the trailers early. It's a collaborative effort. We're going to go try and figure out clues on Google Earth and plug them into our website. If you can get fans and people interested like this, it's a very unique way to market your stuff.
And you know what I did with that? I didn't help, and I just waited. It's out now? Fine. Just put the information out. How about that?
Sailor Poland's right, too. You can thank Halo's marketing campaign for this. Halo did lots of stuff like that, too, where it's up. We're going to sprinkle hints here and there, and you guys decipher what they mean.
Oh yeah. And how well received was the last Halo game?
Well, this was Halo 2 and 3 they were doing this with.
Well, that's not what I said the last Halo game that came out.
It was received better than Halo 4, if I recall correctly.
Really? I'm not sure if that says more about Halo 4.
Yeah. And that's one of the other rumors coming out tonight is Microsoft's E3 event is tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. Sony, I was just telling Willie, is tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern because I'm sure that's the one he'll be...
9 p.m.?
9 p.m. He'll be watching with bated breath.
Can you use a different word, please?
He'll be having anticipatory masturbatory fantasies over Sony's E3 event.
I was going to say, while he's waiting, he's just going to masturbate, and so by the time it starts, he will have bated breath.
No, I'm going to be masturbating during. What do you think I am, a monster? I need something. I have a bad imagination.
So, E3 starting now. Nintendo did announce some stuff in Nintendo Direct, but the big one for me is tonight. The big one tomorrow is for Willie when he gets to see the Sony stuff. Now, there are rumors for the Scorpio. I've seen price point theories all the way from $400 to $600 to one $700 one. A lot of people are starting to think $400 to $450 because that puts them in range of the PlayStation 4 Pro in comparable pricing range.
No. It's gonna cost way more than that.
You want to put a friendly bet down?
All right, fine. I'm gonna say at least let's over $525.
Over $525
for the Scorpio.
Yes.
I'll take under 501.
Okay. Well, did you just want me to go 502 then? I mean, why have a little middle section?
That was just so we could have okay, fine. We'll make the split at 501. I get everything
All
below
right.
501. You get everything above, which means you get a
Fair
far
enough.
bigger range than I do. But I'm a bit more confident in this because they just dropped the original Xbox price to $200, so they could easily be like, "Hey, get the premium version for twice as much."
Wait, time out. Of course I have because you have 500, and then I have from 501 to infinity. Of course mine's bigger.
Willie, to infinity and beyond. Thank you.
I hate you so bad. It's not $4.99 to Low Life Otaku. It's not going to be $4.99. If you think of that, they're putting way too much shit in this machine.
Willie, but here's the thing.
They will not take a big hit.
Here's the thing, and Sailor Poland just said it in there. Microsoft got spanked when they launched a 500. They're not going to make that mistake again. They are going to sell these things at a loss, I bet, for a while to get people in because they're behind.
Look how much stuff they're putting in.
They'd probably sell it at $5.99 if they thought they could actually sell it at $5.99, but they know they can't because people will tell them to go fuck themselves.
We'll find out today, won't we?
Low Life
I mean,
Otaku. Way too much shit from 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. When they were probably starting the price point and the design, yeah, some of those pieces and chips have probably gone down in price a little bit since they first came up with this idea. I bet they could get it to $4.99.
Keith is going to wager $1.
He's going Price of Right rules.
Yeah. Shmoo Lord says they've sold almost every box under cost. I think there was a time there for the 360 they were profitable.
I like how Keith says Bob is because he doesn't have Drew Carey as his Price is Right character.
Well, I mean, we are the Bob Barker generation, guys. The price is wrong, bitch, and all that kind of stuff.
I've never seen Drew Carey do the Price is Right, so why would I ever refer to Drew as the Price is Right?
I don't have a problem with Drew Carey doing it either.
I don't either.
No,
I have no problem.
I'm just saying I've never seen it. I still have only ever seen Bob Barker as the host. I've never seen Drew's version of the show.
Oh, and what is everyone excited about for E3, if anything?
Ooh,
Black Panther trailer.
Black Panther trailer.
Let me guess. It's lit, fam.
I don't give a shit about E3. I've got 9 Xbox 360 games I haven't finished yet.
You need to fucking get a goddamn PS
14
Plus subscription back on to come on to Friday 13th.
I have 14 games on Steam I haven't even started.
Oh, that's nothing. Don't make me pull up my Steam queue of games I haven't started.
I'm saying I have all those, and I still have an additional, I think it's 120 cards to do for the Kickstarter before it's ready to go in October. So I'm not going to be playing any fucking video games soon, so I don't give a fuck about E3.
Friday 13th, man. You need to jump on that at some point in time. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. I haven't even plugged my PS4 in.
Oh my god.
It's sitting on the floor next to the television.
Why did you even kickstart it?
Because I want to own that fucking game. That game looks awesome. And one of these decades, I'll be able to play it.
But there'll be no one playing by the time you do that.
I don't care about other people.
Chris, this just to jab you a little bit. You want to try and guess what game I'm most excited about, and probably you won't hear about it unless it's tomorrow.
It's PlayStation exclusive. That would mean that.
Yes.
So the Spider-Man game.
You are correct.
Oh,
you got it.
Oh, the one with that weird suit.
That's
It is
okay.
a bit of a weird suit.
It
It's
looks cool,
being
though.
made by Insomniac, who has made the Ratchet and Clank series.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I do actually have an answer for this. I did see a video that came out. I do have an answer for this.
Go ahead.
Battlefront 2.
Oh,
Motherfucking clankers, motherfucking clone troopers,
but
Ray,
but
Darth Maul.
That's gonna be an online game as well. Are you gonna get PS Plus for that?
I think didn't they say they're gonna actually put in a first person storyline on this one?
Watch it be
there
like
will be
5 hours
first-person
long.
storyline. They said.
Yeah, but at least it's something. But yeah, the sheer amount of Star Wars that they've added from the first one to the second one, oh my god. They added so many fucking characters. And yeah, it shows like you have the whole evolution of troopers now. So they have clone troopers, they have stormtroopers, and they have first order troopers. So you have all 3 versions of the white armor all in one game, which is just fucking crazy. And then yeah, they have all the clankers from the Droid Wars.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday when the video leaked out before they showed it off there. It looked really cool, and it sounded like Sam Witwer was doing the voice of Darth Maul for it. I saw them do playthrough as Rey, and I was like, okay, I almost want to buy Battlefront 2 just to go through and wreck face as Rey.
Yeah, I want to play it just to go through as a clone trooper and just take out clankers.
Yeah, it'd be useful.
I just want to be Rex. I just want to be Rex.
So I had to think what I'm most excited for. No, it is not the Scorpio, Willie, but
I wasn't
Willie,
gonna say
do you care to guess what I am most excited for coming out of E3?
Do I get a hint like I gave you?
So I will give you a hint and say they showed off a 60-second preview trailer of it yesterday to then review more either today or tomorrow.
Kingdom Hearts.
Not Kingdom Hearts.
Because I did see that trailer.
Do you want another hint?
I mean, you might as well just tell me.
Okay,
Unless you want to give me the hint anyway.
No, I want a hint. Play the game, goddammit.
I'll give you the hint. The hint is the studio internally codenamed it Dylan because they want it to be the Bob Dylan of video games, basically so iconic that's all people would think of.
Who's Bob? Oh, Bob Dylan. I was thinking Dillon. I was like,
he's
Bob
about to
Dylan.
publicly say who's Bob Dylan.
Oh, wow.
I know, but when I said it out loud, Bob. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I don't know why I started Dylan. I was like Dil. But anyway, I have no. What?
It's Need for Speed Payback. That's what Chris is excited about.
Are you serious?
No.
No.
I was about to say.
I'm just going through E3's.
Do you want
Twitter,
one? Do you want
Twitter
one more
line now
hint? Do you want
to
one
see
more
what else
hint?
has been announced?
Lockman wants one more hint.
This is going to get you pretty close. The developer, the studio rather, is BioWare.
Is it another Mass Effect?
It is not another Mass Effect. If you bear
Is
in
it
mind,
Dragon Age.
Mass Effect
Knights of the Old Republic.
Nope.
No, Jade Empire.
No, those good guesses. All fun games.
I have no idea what BioWare is doing. I haven't really.
Yeah, I don't
them.
think I've played any BioWare that wasn't Knights of the Old Republic, so I'm not sure what else they've
So
done.
this is their new IP that they've been working on. They took the BioWare Edmonton team, aka the guys that did Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. They've been working on this. It is a game called Anthem. They showed a little bit of it yesterday. It looks like almost a hybrid of their first-person shooter kind of stuff they did with Mass Effect 3, with almost like the Titans from Titanfall, with BioWare story. It was only like a minute long, so you can't tell much. But as much as Mass Effect Andromeda did not live up to my expectations, I'm kind of excited to see where they go with another BioWare original thing. And today's trailer, it's either today or tomorrow, I can't remember which, when it comes out, is really going to give me an indicator as to whether I care about this game or not. But if they can make it fun gameplay with the traditional BioWare story, I'm super excited.
Yay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I want Mass Effect Andromeda to be good, but that one hurts that it wasn't.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot, guys. My heart hurts.
What was wrong with it? Just bad gameplay or bad story, or just didn't live up to expectations?
A little of all of the above that was just mentioned there. They've cleaned up a lot of the glitches with the patches, but it was rushed out. Kotaku actually had a really interesting article, and they've been defending it on Reddit actually, and did a pretty good job defending it over the fact that it's been troubled since the beginning. It's been a 5-year development cycle, but really they only got to spend about like 18 to 24 months on it because of constant, we need to do this, we need to do that, redesign, redo this. The story was not as fleshed out as they wanted to be. It was a bummer, man. I really want it to be good. Mass Effect 2 exists. That's what killed Andromeda, is what Low Life Otaku says, which isn't too far off. The real interesting thing here is, what is it? It's BioWare Montreal or whatever is the studio that did this one. Now, they've traditionally have been doing like DLC and add-on packs to things. This was the first game they were given basically to do from scratch. Well, why people are saying it doesn't seem like we're getting another one, and I might have touched on this in a previous episode, I can't remember. They've basically just destroyed the staff there and moved them over to other projects. The BioWare Montreal office is a ghost town by all reports. They've moved folks over to work on Battlefront 2 and a variety of other projects right now. So there's even a question right now as to whether we'll get any DLC for Mass Effect Andromeda, because it performed below all expectations. Like Metacritic score of 70. They had it tracked internally to be like an 80 to an 85. It just didn't do well, and I'm really hoping Anthem makes up for the fact that Andromeda left me a little disappointed. Don't get me wrong, it was a Mass Effect game, so it was fun. It just wasn't the same as what I'd loved before. And I'm a Mass Effect fanboy, guys. I mean, look, there's a freaking Omniblade over my shoulder. I'm a fanboy.
Yeah. This we are aware of. Don't you have an N7 hoodie or whatever it is?
I have 2 N7 hoodies, and I have an N7 vinyl decal on the back window of my car.
Dear God.
And a Batman Beyond bat symbol, just because that looks cool.
Nice.
That's how I roll, man.
In a car?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to. It's a 50-minute drive. Well, anywhere between 30 to 50-minute drive from my front door to the front door of the office. It'd be a very long walk if I did not roll.
Wait, you park right at your front door, and you park right at the front door of the work?
It depends on how early I get to work. There's sometimes I have to be at work at like 5 a.m., and when that's the case, I'm pretty much in the front row of the parking lot, which is within 100 feet of the door, probably. Actually, it's probably more like 200, but regardless, pretty damn close. So
that's fair.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Willie Nelson.
Are we going there now?
See what I did there? See what I did?
I did.
Okay, Sailor Poland.
To...
That's a fairly accurate description for Andromeda as we transition off. It was boring. At times it was very boring to pick up the end. He goes, you travel somewhere, do something, and come back to base for a superior officer to bitch at you. Repeat.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun game.
Yeah, it's kind of accurate. God,
I'm still
really would love it.
You brought it up. Like they fixed a lot of the glitches in the patches after the game already came out. So if you were excited for it day one, you sit there, you can even pre-download it, and you play it at midnight, you're shit out of luck. You got to deal with all that.
So here's the indicator you got to realize right now to get an idea of whether a game's successful or not. Mass Effect Andromeda came out a little less than 3 months ago. You can buy it for $30 on sale this weekend. There's your indicator for how well. And I'm kind of bummed right now because I saw it pop up in my email. It goes, don't forget, you pre-ordered the Mass Effect Andromeda loot crate. It's going to ship this month. I was like, F me. I did pre-order that back in December before the game came out. I was all excited.
Well, just because the game didn't live up to expectations doesn't mean the loot will be bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to wear an Andromeda Initiative hoodie, though. I'd rather wear my
Oh, no, now you have to. You have to.
I will wear it on the show when it starts to get cold again, but I am not wearing it now because my basement in the summer is a nice, comfortable temperature versus in the winter when it's like a good 15 degrees colder than my house sometimes.
Oh, I miss winter already. We've already had a couple days get up to above 90 here in Idaho.
87 today.
I fucking hate the summer. My power bill is going to be so huge.
Oh, mine is already going to be. I already know that. There's only so much the Nest can help with.
I need to get me a new thermostat. My old school one sucks. It's basically I slide the toggle underneath 75 and the AC just stays on. If I slide it above 75, the AC just won't come on no matter what. I don't think it actually has a temperature setting. It's just whether or not the AC's on.
Yeah, it could be. So thermostats are easy.
Oh, Jesus.
Thermostats are real easy to do. Don't worry about it. That's cake.
Yeah, I need to buy one.
I was at a party Friday night, and that dude, he kept that house frigid. I was looking forward to smoke breaks outside where it's just all right temperature.
Wow. See, that's tight. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, if I'm happy if I can be inside, like shoes on, pants on, hoodie on. If I can be fully clothed, wearing a hoodie, and I'm comfortable, then it's the right temperature.
Nah, man, shorts and a t-shirt is where it's at. That's ideal. But as you're talking about thermostat stuff, it just reminded me of, God, I was in college. I think I was either 21, 22. We threw a party at our apartment. And I woke up in the morning, and this was in the summer. I wake up in the morning, and I'm shivering. And I'm like, what the fuck am I so cold? What is going on? And the thermostat was in the living room, which is where the party was centered. Someone had turned our thermostat down to 60 degrees before they left. So I shit you not, it's like 62 degrees in our apartment. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I turned the thermostat back to regular. And we were probably in the high 70s, low 80s was the weather during that week. It took 3 goddamn days before the air conditioner kicked back on again. That apartment was so well insulated.
Nice.
Our power bill was terrible that month.
Oh, I believe it.
I mean, that air conditioner...
Let's be honest. If you probably had a bunch of people partying in your living room, somebody probably turned it down to 60 while there were a bunch of people in there, and it was hot as hell.
No, it wasn't too... I don't know. This is all kind of blurred together. I was out in the beer pong
you don't know.
table.
You were drunk.
I was playing beer pong.
We were kind of hoping Friday night that more people came, would kind of warm it up a bit. No, we were all in blankets, and that host, he didn't give a fuck.
I like this guy. I like how this guy runs a party.
I like how he rolls. We're cool.
You call, put a blanket on. Put a blanket on, motherfucker. Quit bitching.
Oh, I brought blankets and pillows because I knew we were passing out there. I knew that was going on. And even then, I was like, well, people are already laying down on my blankets and pillows. I got nothing now. I need it.
All right, guys, looking at the time, it is time for us to start wrapping things up this week for episode 264. I almost said 164. What the hell's wrong with me? But as we wrap up, we do have a little bit we do to close out the show. It's a segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are listening or watching live or at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into so that maybe, just maybe, we can entice you to check them out as well. I'll go first, and what have I been getting into? I'm still playing Mario Kart because I am incredibly addicted. I've had it for 2 weeks. I looked on my profile. It says, you've played about 15 hours of Mario Kart, and I went, oh, hell. It's too easy, guys, because I play 90% of it in the handheld mode on the Switch. I'll just pick it up and sit on the couch while we're watching TV in the evening or something like that, and if it's a show I don't care that much about, I can only pay half attention and race my Mario Karts, and it's incredibly dangerous.
If you don't care about it, why are you even half paying attention?
Well, there's some shows that we watch together, which is, I don't know.
Oh, you mean together?
Yes.
So when he's watching the Vampire Diaries, he's
we
playing
don't
Mario Kart.
So some of this stuff, like if we start talking about like At Midnight and things like that, I don't have to watch it. I can listen to it and consume that way. So things like At Midnight and different things in Comedy Central we might have recorded, or if we're watching like the replay of what Colbert had done the night before, some of that stuff, that's things I can just listen to and play the game.
Yeah, lots of comedy stuff makes good background noise because, you only occasionally have to look at whatever images are showing. Other than that, you just listen to it and you get the same thing as you would get if you were watching it fully paying attention.
Yeah. So I love that game in that regard. I did pick up yesterday Has Been Heroes. It was down to $10 on sale for the Switch at GameStop when I popped in, and I had a $5 reward coupon, so basically I paid $5 for it. And at the same time I picked up Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale game, so I'll probably start playing that soon based off of Willie talking about it and saying how he'd enjoyed it. It was on sale for $20 yesterday. I wouldn't be able to find it for cheaper anytime soon, so I said, what the hell, I'm going to play Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't done it yet.
It's entertaining. It's only the first episode's out, so
I think the first 2 are out now because it downloaded 2 episodes when I put it in.
Okay, because I saw they had a patch about a week or 2 weeks after I got it. I was like, that's actually really quick for them to put out another episode. I wonder what this update is, this patch. Oh well. I mean, yeah, it means I need to try and play the second episode then if it's up there.
Yeah, I'm looking. That's what I'm checking on right now. It's only 25% off on Steam, so. I don't know. Episode 2, here's where it is. This is great riveting entertainment for folks as I Google things. Yeah, episode 2 is out because there's reviews online from about 2 days ago. So it must be pretty recent.
All right, Rooski.
So I know what Willie's doing today, and once it takes him a day and a half to download.
Then I got to work today, so it'll be download while I'm at work. And since I'm not using the internet at the same time, it's going to download half that time.
Yeah, it's tough to download PlayStation.
Of the day.
It's tough to download PlayStation games and watch porn at the same time, isn't it?
No. Well, I mean, it's not because of the PlayStation. It's because my internet's really bad.
Because of all the porn.
Really.
Oh, yeah.
I got my phone for porn. Oh, I do use my PlayStation for porn.
His internet connection's dirty.
He uses his PlayStation.
I'm a man. I can masturbate where and when I want to in my own fucking house.
Yeah, and you
can't judge me for it.
And that's generally with his PlayStation VR on as he's walking around in a porn land.
Oh no! Sadly, I don't use it for that. I mean, if I really want to use VR for porn, I have the Google Cardboard right here. I can just use this. If I really wanted to.
If you really wanted to, which means about 5 minutes after the show stops.
Yeah, it's too much work. And plus, you got to hold it there because that thing doesn't have a head strap. So you're just like.
For those listening to the podcast, he's jerking off his microphone.
And it's not really that big. It doesn't go all the way up here.
Oh, we knew. It's okay.
I mean, if it did, I might as well just suck it myself.
All right, so Bachman, what you be getting into?
Ignoring Willie.
How's it going?
Not good. We took our game to All About Games yesterday on Overland for what is going to now be apparently a quarterly game developer playtesting session, which is kind of cool. So we introduced the game to a couple of guys there, one of the owners, and it was just, a couple random people, and then also someone. I guess he runs.
What is the game?
Oh, Pacifist.
There we go.
It's a guy who runs, I think it's the Treasure Valley, what do you call it? Gaming, like board game community, something or other. But it's somebody who does a lot of stuff for board game in the community. He came by and played the game with us and really enjoyed it, and was commenting on the replayability and how he liked how the game was designed to where it can be replayed over and over and over again while still being simple. It kind of hits that happy medium, which Pete was really happy because basically he's the one that designed most of it and wrote most of the cards. So that whole aspect of it is all pretty much him and Russ. So yeah, he was pretty happy with how yesterday went. And then I'm doing better this week in the Fantasy Movie League. Week 1 I sucked. Week 2 right now I'm in second, so I'll be able to catch up a little bit. Having a Wonder Woman and 3 Guardians this week was a really good choice. Apparently the 3 Guardians was the topper. And man, I'll tell you, It Comes at Night did not do well. It's looking at like a $6 million opening weekend, which ouch. Like that hurts for anybody.
But do you want to say who are you just underneath? Like who's the next one above you?
For the week, it would be Cajun Sean Cinema.
No. Overall. Week. Overall, I am
2 million behind Willie. Yeah. He's in 4th. I've moved into 5th. But at the end of last week, I was in 7th. So I've already moved up 2 positions just with my picks for the second week. So yeah, I'm not out of this season. I'm not out of it yet.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm gunning for. I'm not gonna miss a fucking week again this year or this season.
That first week it hurt though. Yeah, friggin' the Pirates didn't. I had 5 Pirates versus other people's 1 Wonder Woman, and Pirates did not do well enough in that second week to make up for 1 Wonder Woman, even if you picked it 5 times.
Did you really think Pirates was going to be good?
No, but I don't have to think it's good. I know that there's 14-year-old girl dollars out there, and 14-year-old girl dollars spend a lot of money on Johnny Depp movies.
Yeah, not so much since he beat the shit out of his wife.
Yeah, but still, usually a movie has like anywhere between a good, well-managed, well-publicized movie usually has anywhere between a 35 and 55% drop-off after the first week. And so Pirates should have done about 35 last week. It had a 75% drop-off. So it only made about 20 million. So yeah, so that hurt my math. But yeah, I got to, what was it? I watched the finale for Lucifer, which I loved how they ended this season. That was a really good one. I think I'm all caught up on all my shows. I think that was the last one.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, she's so good. I mean, and everybody on that show. There's not an actor on that show I don't enjoy, and I mean, and especially the actress that plays the daughter of the detective. She's fucking fantastic. And in the finale, she plays Doctor with Maze and Lucifer after they beat each other up in a brawl in the middle of L.A. They both almost killed each other. The fallen angel himself and one of his main demons beat each other bloody, and then they run into the detective's daughter, who's I think 8 or 9, and she actually bandages them up. And then there's this great part where she goes to like put a bandage on Lucifer's head where he's got a cut and he's still bleeding, and he says "ow," and Maze like gives him this look like what a wimp. And then at the end of all of it, she gives a lollipop to Maze, the demon, for being a badass, and he's like, "Oh, I'd like a lolly," and she's like, "Wimps don't get lollies." There's a little girl calling out the devil for being a wimp. That shit was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. And then there was actually a new game that my buddy put the trailer up on Facebook and tagged me in it. Have you guys seen the trailer for Fortnite yet?
No, yeah. I got an email about it saying if I could buy the Founders Pack and get it 4 days early or something like that.
Yeah. It's if you guys haven't seen it, go check out the trailer online. It looks pretty cool. It looks like basically Epic Games has taken a mix of, I kind of want to say like all the good stuff from Rift, all the good stuff from WildStar, a little bit of Team Fortress, and there was another game too. It was a combination of like 4 games when I was watching the trailer that I thought of, because you have 4 character types. So you have, what is it? Soldiers, builders, ninjas, and what was it, outliers or scavengers or something? But yes, you have different types of abilities based on that, and then you build anti-zombie giant fortresses, and then zombie attacks happen, So I think that it's set up. That's where I got the rift thing, where it seems like they happen basically like rifts, where it looks like a black tornado opens up and the undead just pour out of it. And so you're fighting the undead, but it's designed to where it's really cool, where your base can be rebuilt during the fight. So like the builders can sit there as the zombies are tearing down a wall, builders can replace the pieces and put the wall back up. So it's not something where you build a base because on WildStar they had team bases you could build and do PvP. But as you're tearing stuff down, it's just torn down and you lose. The idea that you could actually rebuild it while fighting, like it's got some really cool game concepts to it. The idea of building an entire base where you can like have launching platforms to jump your own characters around and set up sniper perches to attack the zombies as they're coming, building giant traps, building giant walking areas that they come through, and you have like spikes and springboards and explosions and flamethrowers. Like you can make an entire fucking Wile E. Coyote Acme death trap, set it up for zombies and then let them come in to see how it works. And the whole time you also are getting to shoot them and attack them with swords and stuff while gathering loot and building weapons. That was what it was. The weapons thing, it seems like a Borderlands type thing where you're getting loot from like everything you destroy, like tearing down buildings, tearing down cars, tearing down lampposts to get metal. Like apparently there's loot inside of basically everything in the world when you're out adventuring. And then, you build up your team, build up a base, and then fight off zombies. It looks like it could be really fun. I'm not sure if I want to drop like, a fucking $100 on like one of the starter packs. Because the pre-order has 4 different levels of pre-order, which, dear God, they have standard edition for $40, deluxe edition for $60, super deluxe edition for $90, and goddamn limited edition for $149.99. And you're going to be able to easily spot those because in the limited edition, you get different costume versions of the characters. And I know the one that everybody's going to pick because one of the versions is white ninjas. And so you'll be able to easily see everybody in the game that picked that and paid the extra money because their ninjas will be in white outfits. So all those motherfuckers who love Storm Shadow, it's going to cost you $150.
Yeah, usually when I see like tiers like that for founder packs and stuff like that, it usually turns me off a game instantly.
Hello, everybody. Before we start,
I don't care. You just want my money, way more money than just make the game, put everything in it, and just be done with it.
I say it depends on what it is, because I mean I do like the fact that they have, because the standard edition is only $40. So I like the fact that it doesn't start at $60 and then go up from there. The fact that they have, you can just order a regular pre-order of the game, $40. I like the fact that they have that lower version, because you don't usually see that too often. But I mean, it does look like it could be a fun game, but also like sadly my friends did not enjoy WildStar as much as I did, and so we were in and out of that game a little fast. So I was unhappy on the amount of money I spent on pre-ordering WildStar, because fuck, I love that game, but it was damn hard because it was an MMO where your movement and where you were aiming actually counted. So it made shit difficult. So a lot of people didn't like it.
Isn't Epic Games in that in North Carolina, I think? I know Insomniac has a studio in North Carolina. And what was Cliff Blazinski's the Gears of War? What was that company?
That was Epic Games when he was with them. He's not anymore.
Yeah, I know, but I remember that company. I think they are in North Carolina. I think in Eden, North Carolina. I want to say, or that might be Insomniac. One of them is in Eden. I remember that. I tried to be a game tester, and I got nothing back.
Yeah, they're the ones that did Paragon. So I've at least played something that they've done before. But yeah, Fortnite it looks like fun. Paladins. But it looks like it's going to be nuts, but it looks like it could be a really fun game if you can get a group of friends to go in and play. And then the one of the higher tiers, you can get basically AI bots to play on your team if you don't have enough friends to fill your team out,
or if you don't have PS Plus, apparently.
Oh, could be. Yeah, what I've not been getting into is not turning on my PlayStation 4. It's still unplugged. I haven't even downloaded Friday the 13th yet, which is why Willie's angry. But I've got the first 40 cards done of Pacifist of the new 3rd version of the game. And so, goddamn it, I'm trying to get this thing finished.
And I will be the first person to kickstart that.
Ethically.
We'll see. Yeah, and I'm also waiting for I don't know if I mentioned that. I got the artist proofs, approved them, and sent the full print run of the sketchbooks to the printer. So artist proofs are in. They look great. I'm waiting for the print run now, and I've also been doing just a couple of extra Star Wars sketches so that by the time those books come in, I'm going to pull out my dice and roll random numbers and assign everybody by their Kickstarter number a sketch to go along with their book, so everybody gets a free sketch. I'll be able to send out your guys' Emperor levels as soon as the books arrive, because your sketches are done because they had to be done for the book to be printed. And then after that, I'll send the regular covers, and then I'll get started on the black and white and color sketchbook covers. So everybody getting a sketch cover, they knew, going into it, it's going to take a little bit longer because I'll be basically mailing those out as they go. But the first, I think it's 11, they'll go out the weekend that I get the books, which hopefully should be, I think it's within 2 weeks now. I think it was 2-week turnaround once the proofs were approved. So I should have them. I should have them before the end of June. So the first wave should go out. I think the last week of June, because I get my third paycheck that week. So I think I plan for that Friday. The only thing coming out of my check is the mortgage and then mailing costs. So shipping and handling and mortgage. That'll be that paycheck.
Good times. So Willie, what you been getting into, sir?
Playing Friday the 13th. Let me just set this up for you because this was one of the most hilarious matches I played. I was a counselor, and I was started out kind of at one car. Usually you get a 2-seater car and a 4-seater car, so either 2 people can escape or 4 people can escape. And I'm just trying to stay low because Jason likes to go for the cars to stay around those because people are going to be trying to fix them to get the hell out of there. But I was near the 2-seater. And I've been running around trying to find stuff, anything. I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to go for the other car. I swim across the thing, and they just get the car started, and there's already 4 other people over there, but they're all running around as the person's getting started. So I just sneak in, get inside the car, and we all leave and survive. That person is the actual one that we left, helped fix the car. And I was like, fuck it, I'm out of here. Sorry, buddy.
You are such a dick.
Yeah, but he's an alive dick.
There's a trophy you can get. It's a hidden trophy called Chad is a Dick. Because one of the counselors' name's Chad. Pretty much, if you get into any vehicle, a boat or car, and you escape by yourself in that vehicle while there's other people still alive, you get the trophy.
Nice.
Chad's a dick.
So that's your new goal, is what you're saying, is to get.
Oh, I got it. I already have it.
Okay.
I didn't even mean to either. It's like Jason's on my ass. None of you motherfuckers are around me. I'm getting the hell out of here. Sorry, everybody. And I made it.
Because I'm trying to remember, because the counselors, you can't like push each other, right? There's collision, but you can't actually attack each other, if I remember correctly.
Oh, there's friendly fire. I tried to shoot with the gun to shoot Jason as he has a counselor up, and I accidentally killed the counselor because because it goes through him and everything. I didn't know that no friendly fire was on.
That might have changed from beta too. Says I only played it in beta, but yeah, I don't remember because I don't remember being able to hit the other counselors. Because that would be funny if they wait for someone to build a car, you run up and smack the motherfucker, hop in and drive off.
Oh no, you want more people around you because there's a bigger chance that Jason's going to grab them and not you, and then you can just run in and once the car started, it doesn't matter if whoever had the keys, because the keys stay in the car once it gets started. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a numbers game.
And what else? I bought a lot of movies. I've already showed these guys. What I buy? 31. That's a good Rob Zombie movie. The Hateful Eight. Logan. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to get it and watch it. Was it The Killing Joke, the animated one? I'll give it a try out. And then the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh, and Predator 3D. Never even knew it was a thing. I'm talking about the original Schwarzenegger they made in 3D Blu-ray.
That's cool.
I still have not tried that out. I am really curious how that's going to go.
Yeah, because that was shot on film. Like that, I wonder who upconverted that. Because I mean, somebody had to be in charge of it. So it'll be a question of if it's someone that knows what they're doing or not. Because that could be really good or that could be really bad.
Yeah,
I know what I'm voting.
Test it. I want to test that. I can't wait to try and test this out. But what else? What else? Party Friday night, as I've said. Cuddle puddles everywhere. Yay! Yes, I have weird friends, but I'm also weird, so it's A-okay. Don't you shake your fucking head at me. No, it wasn't that kind of party.
No, you sure?
Then there
Yeah.
weren't any puddles, then you lied.
I see what you did. I like it. I thought I was going to make the dirtiest joke of this episode, but I'm not.
Oh, of course not.
I usually am. Don't you try and take that.
Naki, please come back. Please come back.
I'm sorry. I also didn't say the most racist thing of the episode either.
I didn't either.
I
So
know.
fuck you,
Bachman
Willie.
did. Is this
Bring it,
Bachman
bitches.
new Willie? Wait, what does that mean? Bachman's the new Naki?
No. Bachman's the new Bachman.
Wait, what?
Did you say new or nude? Because if it's one of those,
New.
I'm not going to
New.
be on here.
Pants are
Bach-
never an option.
Bachman's just the new Bachman. I'm also the partial low rent Adahay because I will cut a bitch.
There you go. So, guys, look at the time.
Yeah, that's all I got. Oh, okay, go ahead. No,
I'm sorry. I thought you were wrapping up. I'm sorry.
I said I'm done. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, so since Willie's done, we're going to start wrapping things up. And as we do that, friendly reminder, we record live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Do the math from there for your time zone over at geeks.live and diamondclub.tv. Please feel free to come join us. Be a part of our peanut gallery. We'll interact with you guys.
Are
Yes,
you
Willie.
serious, Chris?
What?
You're forgetting something.
Oh, we don't have time for that at this point.
Oh, you skipped it too. You
Yeah,
said
I know.
fuck.
I totally blew through it.
All right, back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Willie. Also, friendly reminder, you can always head on over to geeks.live for live content. There's a calendar on the bottom of that page that details all of the Gonna Geek Network's live shows. If you want to watch the next show as we record this, the next show will be June 11th, 2017. That's today at 9 p.m. It'll be the crew from Pop Xcast. One thing to keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of shows recording on Sundays here in the coming weeks, it sounds like. There's going to be now 4 Gonna Geek shows. They're doing live shows on Sundays. So Sunday's going to be your time to go and watch all sorts of Gonna Geek content if you really want. Just keep your eyes on the calendar. We'll keep you all up to date as that changes. You guys have any final thoughts for us as we wrap things up?
I'm going to kill motherfuckers as Jason. Or escape from Jason. Either way. It's going to be a fun time.
So what he's saying is he's going to play some Friday the 13th that Bachman still has yet to play.
Yep.
God damn it, Bachman. I don't worry. I still got about 3 hours before I have to be at work, so yay.
Well, there you go. Anything else?
Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. Good speed, Adam West.
There you go. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, like I said earlier, we do this every Sunday, and next week it should be all of us back. Maybe we'll do something fun. Porn or Pony Challenge round 4? Who knows? See you guys, though. Bye.
I would hope you know.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.